In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to restrict the use of the tag latest when deploying a pod to your cluster. As you know, it's always good practice to specify the release that you know works with your code. This ensures that your base image stays immutable and only and no and any future changes will not be introduced that could possibly break your code. Now, how do we do this? Well, here in my cluster, I have my namespace that my developers would be working in, and I've called it demo ns for namespace. And what we want to do is we want to attach this namespace to a workspace in Tanzu Mission Control. And whatever namespace that's attached to this workspace that we create in Tanzu Mission Control will inherit any policies that we apply to the workspace. Now let me show you how to do that. First, let's go ahead and create a workspace so that we can apply policies to it. So just click on workspaces here on the left, and then once we're in workspaces, we're going to go click create workspace, and I'm just going to call it demo workspace. Click create, and we want to verify that our workspace is created, and as you can see down here, it is. Next, let's go ahead and click on namespaces. So as you can see, Tanzu Mission Control has gone out and pulled all the namespaces that are available in my cluster. The one that we're interested in attaching to the workspace is demo namespace. So let's go ahead and select that. And I'm going to click on attach namespace. And in this pop-up, we're going to say we want to specify which workspace we want to attach this namespace to. So we're going to select demo workspace, which we just created a second ago, and then click attach. So now that the namespace is attached to the workspace, we can now start applying policies and attach policies to the workspace so that any namespaces within the workspace will inherit those policies. So in order to do that, we click on policies here on the left, and then assignments. And in particular, we want to select this image registry policy. So we want to apply an image registry policy to this workspace, which is here, the demo workspace. And any policies, like I said, that we apply to demo workspace or this workspace will get filtered down to any namespaces that are attached to the workspace. So now, in order to create the policy, let's select create image registry policy. And then this is where you can specify the type of policy, image policy that you want to apply. Now, before we do that, let's go back to the cluster here. And let's try to apply or run a pod using the latest tag. So kubectl run, we'll call this demo image image nginx latest namespace demo ns. Apply. As you can see, it happily created this pod using the latest tag. So let me go ahead and delete this pod demo. Okay, and while that's deleting, we'll go over here and let's create a policy that would restrict users from creating a pod using the latest tag. So we'll open this selector here. We'll select block latest tag. We'll give it a name. Let's call it demo policy. Okay, and then we'll click on create policy. And that's it. At this point, Tanzu Mission Control is going to provision your cluster and the specific namespace, the demo namespace, to prevent any user from trying to upload or push a pod to the cluster using the latest tag. Sometimes this takes a couple of minutes to propagate, but let's see if this has already propagated through. So let's do kubectl run, call it demo again, image, nginx latest, and in the namespace demo namespace. Okay, so it hasn't propagated through yet. We might have to wait a couple of minutes just for it to update. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and delete the pod. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. Nope, hasn't been provisioned yet, so let's give it a couple more minutes. And so while we're waiting, we'll click here we'll select the namespace that's under our workspace, demo workspace, and you can see all the policies that our namespace has inherited. So you can see if we expand this, we can see that the policy block latest tag has been applied. That's one way you can verify that your policy has been applied to your namespace. Okay, so let me try to run this again. And as you can see here, the cluster has been provisioned and the admission controller is now disallowing you to run any pods with the latest tag. Now, just to make sure that we can run a pod that doesn't have the latest tag, let's change this from latest to, let's say, release 1. And if I hit enter, it should run. And there you go. And that's how easy it is to apply policies, image policies, using Tanzu Mission Control.